Hi, fourth grade. How are you? Um, oh no, where am I? Okay, sorry about that. Okay, all right. Um, Happy Tuesday. I thought that was so cute. So today we're going to we will continue learning how to round decimals to the nearest whole number and tenths. Now let's practice together, okay? Let's look at this question, number 1. It says round 24 hundredths to the nearest tenth. Okay, so I would recommend writing the number on a number line. Okay, and so they already did it for you over there, and then I kind of drew it here. Okay, and 24 hundredths is in between, let's see, 20 hundredths and 30 hundredths. Okay. And 24 hundredths is near to, so let's see, this is 20 hundredths, 21 hundredths, 22 hundredths, 23 hundredths. This is 24 hundredths. Is it nearer to 20 hundredths or 30 hundredths? It's nearer to 20 hundredths, right? Because I see here it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 hundredths away. But then from this other end, let's see, it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hundredths away. Okay, so it is definitely closer to this hundredths. Okay, so 24 hundredths rounded to the nearest hundredth is 20 hundredths here. But our problem doesn't say to round it to the nearest hundred. It says to round it to the nearest tenth. Okay, now remember, 20 hundredths is the same thing as saying 2 tenths. 30 hundredths is the same thing as saying 3 tenths. Okay, so I see that 24 hundredths is between 2 tenths and 3 tenths. 24 hundredths is nearer to 2 tenths than to 3 tenths. 24 hundredths rounded to the nearest tenth is 2 tenths. Like this. Okay? All right. Now, let's take a look here. I want you to try to do this on your own. Try to draw a number line to help you, okay? And then we will gather together again, and you can check your answer with what I got, okay? Hey, welcome back, okay? So what I first did was I used a place value chart to help me understand what 5 and 17 tenths looks like as a decimal. Okay, I mean, it's already written there, but I wanted to try and understand it in a place value chart. So I'm writing it here, right? 5 and 17 hundredths. Okay, now what I want to do is I'm going to focus on the hundredths here, okay? Not the whole number, 5, but I just want to focus on the hundredths here, okay? 17 hundredths, okay? Now, I have to figure out what is 17 hundredths in between, right? Well, I know 17 hundredths is in between 10 hundredths and 20 hundredths. So that means 5 and 1700ths is between 5 and 1000ths and 5 and 2000ths. So on a number line here, okay, it is 5 and 1000ths and 5 and 2000ths, okay? And what's in the middle right here? Okay, between 5 and 1000ths and 5 and 2000ths. If you said 5 and 1500ths, you're right. Okay, so then now where do I put 5 and 1700ths? Well, let's see. This is 5 and 1500ths, 5 and 1600ths, 5 and 1700ths belongs right here. Okay, so which end point is it closer to? 5 and 1000ths or 5 and 2000ths? I see that, hey, it's closer to 5 and 2000ths. Okay, now remember, 5 and 2000ths, we want to write it as a tenth. And all you need to do is erase that trailing 0. Okay, and so then now this is 5 and 2/10. Here, 5 and 1000ths. How do we write it as tenths? We want to erase that trailing 0. So now this is 5 and 1/10, okay? And so let's look at number 2, okay? 5 and 1700ths is between and 5.2. Oh, it's between 5.1 and 5.2. 5 and 1700ths is nearer to 5.2 than to 5.1. 5 and 1700ths rounded to the nearest tenth is 5 and 2/10 or 5.2. Okay. Good job. Good thinking. All right. Let's do one more together, okay? So pause the video and let's give it a try, okay? Hey, welcome back. Okay, so this problem says to round each decimal to the nearest whole number and the nearest tenth. Okay, so what I want us to do is I want us to just do one decimal at a time. So let's look at the decimal 3.49 or 3 and 4900ths. Okay, so again, I'm going to use my place value chart here, and I'm gonna put it in here just because, you know, this is another way for me to understand this decimal. So that's why I'm writing it in the place value chart. Okay, so 3.49, or we can say 3 and 4900ths. Okay, you see that? Okay, so, well, first of all, okay, it says that we're going to round it to the nearest whole number, okay? So to figure out, wait a minute, what is the starting point and end point of my whole number? Like, where is 3.49 in between? Which two whole numbers? So if you want to figure out the whole number, what you should do is look at the actual whole number here that comes before the decimal point. Okay, so it says 3, right? 3 and 4900ths. Okay, so it starts at 3. Okay, that's the whole number. Okay, so the whole number here starts at 3. Okay, and then 3 and 4900ths, then what's the next whole number that comes after 3? It's 4, right? 3, 4, 5, 6. So we know it's 4. Okay, so this is your endpoint here. Okay, so between 3 and 4, let's see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 10 spots, 10 equal spaces. Okay, what is this midpoint? I know it's 3 and 5/10 here. Okay, so I want to know, but you know what? My decimal is written in hundredths, right? 3 and 49 hundredths. So I'm going to change these numbers for now, temporarily, into hundreds so I can kind of understand where it is, okay? So let's see. 3 and 0 hundredths. 3 and 50 hundredths. 4 and 0 hundredths. Okay, so now 3.49, where does that lie? Okay, well, let's see, that's by 49 hundredths. Okay, so this is 3 and 0 hundredths, right? This is 3 and 50 hundredths. Okay, so then here we have to count by 10 hundredths. Okay, so this is 3 and 0 hundredths, 3 and 10 hundredths, 3 and 20 hundredths, 3 and 40, wait a minute, sorry, 3 and 0 hundredths, 3 and 10 hundredths, 3 and 30 hundredths. Did I do this wrong? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay. 3 and 0 hundredths, 3 and 10 hundredths, 3 and 20 hundredths, 3 and 30 hundredths, 3 and 40 hundredths, 3 and 50 hundredths here, okay? So here, I'm just going to write 3 and 40 hundredths here, okay? So 3 and 49 hundredths lies between here and here, okay? So it's pretty close to 50. It's more close to 50 than close to 40, right? Okay, so it's probably somewhere here, very close to 50, okay? 3.50, okay? So I'm gonna maybe mark it right there, okay? But is it at halfway point or is it less than half on the number line? It's less than half, right? So it actually rounds to this number here, okay? As a whole number here, okay? But how do I write 3 and 0 hundredths as a whole number? Okay, again, you just erase all the trailing zeros, okay, like this. So it rounds to 3 as a whole number. Now let's talk about tenths, okay? So 3.49, I just put an X right here to represent 3.49, okay? It's between 3.40 and 3.50, right? But if I want to write 3.40 as a tenth, because this is in hundredths right now, right? Because there's two places after the decimal point with numbers in it. If I want to just write it as a tenth, what do I need to do? I should just erase the trailing zero there. Okay, now it's 3 and 4 tenths. What about here? How do I write 3.50 as a tenth? Okay, well, I'm gonna erase the trailing zero. Oh, sweet. Now there's only one number that comes right after the decimal point. So now I know that this decimal is in tenths, 3 and 5 tenths. Okay, so now 3.49. Which tenths is it closer to? 3.4 or 3.5? You know what? It's closer to 3.5 right here. Okay. All right, cool. What about 4.85? Okay, 4.85. Okay, so we're gonna, it's similar to what we're going to do, what we did. And again, I'm just gonna write it on a place value chart to help me understand what it looks like, okay? So I'm gonna write 4 and 85 hundredths, okay, like this, okay? Right, 4 and 85 hundredths, or you can say it as 4.85, okay? Now we have to round it to the nearest whole number. Hi. So what should I do? So always look at the number or numbers if it has, other spots in the place value column filled, okay, before the decimal point here, okay? So we're going to focus on this 4, okay? Okay, so this is the starting point of the whole number. Okay, on the number line here. Okay, so this is the whole number 4. And then if this is 4, then what's the endpoint here? If you said 5, you're right. Okay, it's 5. Okay. All right, so then I have 4 and I have a 5. And what goes right in the middle here? It is 4.5. Okay, but again, when I look at my decimal that's in the chart, it says 4 and 85 hundredths. So to help me understand where to put it on this number line, I'm going to put all of my numbers in a decimal form with hundredths in it. Okay, so 4 is a whole number here, 5 is a whole number, but if I want to write 4 as a decimal in hundredths, I'm just going to draw a decimal point and I'm going to write 0, 0. Okay, so this is 4 and 0 hundredths. Okay. What about here? How do I write 4.5 in hundredths? Okay, well, this is in tenths right now, right? Because I see 4 and 5 tenths. But if I want to write it in hundredths, I just have to put a 0 here. Okay, because hundredths has 2 place values after the decimal point. Okay. All right, now here, my 5. This is a whole number. How do I write this in hundredths? Like this. Okay. All right, cool. So now, let's see. I have to figure out where to put 4 and 85 hundredths. Okay. Oh, where is it in between? Okay, well, let's take a look. Okay. I see that this is 4 and 50 hundredths. And I see that this is 5 hundredths. And in between there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spaces. Okay. So that means each space is 10 hundredths. Okay. So this is 4 and 50 hundredths. This is 4 and 60 hundredths. I'll just write it in. This is 4 and 70 hundredths. This is 4 and 8 hundredths. This is 4 and 9 hundredths, or 90 hundredths, I mean. I hope I said 4 and 80 hundredths here. This is 4 and 80 hundredths, and this is 4 and 90 hundredths, and this is 5 and 0 hundredths. Okay, but where do I put 4 and 85 hundredths? Okay, it's between 4 and 80 hundredths and 4 and 90 hundredths. When it says 85, oh, it's exactly in the middle here. Okay, it's exactly in the middle right here. Okay, so now let's see. We have to round this 4 and 85 hundredths to the nearest whole number. Well, I can clearly see that it is way closer to this end than to this end, right? So it's closer to the whole number 5. Okay? Because a whole number is a number that's not written in decimals, that's not written as a mixed number, that's not written as a fraction. Okay, so this is a whole number 5. Okay, now for we have to round it to the nearest tenth. Okay, so let's see. Well, 4 and 85 hundredths is between 4 and 80 hundredths and 4 and 90 hundredths. And I'll erase these other hundredths so you guys can see here. Okay, which one is it closer to? Okay, 4 and 80 hundredths and 4 and 90 hundredths. Well, it's actually right in the middle of it. Okay, if it's right in the middle, do we round up or round down? We round up. Okay, so it's actually closer to this number right here. Okay, right here, 4.90. But if I want to write that as tenths, okay, what do I need to do? I just have to erase the trailing 0 and make sure that only one number comes after the decimal point, okay? Because if I want to write a number in tenths, okay, I just have to make sure that there's only one number that comes after the decimal point. If there's 2 numbers that come after the decimal point, you're writing it in hundredths, okay? All right. So 4.85 rounds to 4.9, like so. Good job. Okay. Well, please keep practicing, and we will meet together on Thursday. Bring any questions you have about the work that you're doing this week or even the previous weeks, and we'll try to understand what you're having trouble on together. All right. I'll see you on Thursday. Have a great day. Bye.